I'll shoot you straight. As I always like to say before I shoot you straight, there are few topics in sports that are, I'll be tedious than complaining about all-star games. That's why the NFL just basically removed the conversation from the table and say, we're not playing. We're just not going to play the Pro Bowl anymore. If you're not going to play defense and you're not going to go all out, or at least go all out when the game's on the line to make it of interest, if you're not going to even feign that it means something to you to win this game, we're just not going to play it. And what we're going to do is we'll put flags on you. If you don't want to hit each other, we'll just put flags on you, and then we'll spend the rest of the weekend playing games. Kids' games. Or we're just going to have you do accuracy contests and just specialties and things of that nature. Right. And bring your kids, bring your family. We'll bring ESPN, and we'll bring the Mannings. They'll bring the Mannings, and we'll put it together. That's what the NFL just basically waved the white flag and said, we're just done with that conversation. And the NBA, bless them, keeps on doubling down on their All-Star game. The ancillary, the All-Star Saturday, has been part of a conversation because how many different ways can you dunk a basketball? Well, Mac McClung has shown in back-to-back years there's ways. There's ways to do it.
Jumping over Shaq.
And then there's Jaylen Brown jumping over somebody half of Shaq's size, sitting down. And then getting an alley-oop. We saw the latest, I think, Celtic turnover between Tatum and Jaylen Brown. All I'm saying is, Chris, after seeing the NBA great. Slam dunk contest, Celtics got to still work on their turnover problem.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was nice to see Jalen use his left hand.
And they're lighting up the floor. They turned the floor into an LED.
That was cool.
Yeah, it looked like, anybody who goes to a kid's bowling party, that's what it looked like to me. Yep. Without the duck pins or the railings on the gutter lanes. So, they're trying. They're trying. And we'll talk about Sabrina Ionescu versus Steph Curry later on, because I want to spend a significant amount of time on that. But the game itself, Adam Silver, who I adore. I love this man. I absolutely love this guy. I've known him for years. Susie's known him for longer. Couldn't have been happier he took over this league. I just adore him. And he wants this thing to work. He wants it to be old school, right? He wants it to mean something to the players, and then thus it means something to you. Kobe Bryant said before his passing, and then before the league named the MVP of this game after him, he said that this game should be like a pickup game between the greatest players on planet Earth. What happens when the greatest players on planet Earth suddenly wind up in the same court, wherever it is, in a park, in a city, in a school, wherever, or an NBA arena? What's it look like when you say, who wants to win? Who wants it more between the best players in the league? That's what the All-Star game should be. And once upon a time, it did. I mean, Kobe, I will never forget the NBA All-Star game that was part of the, I believe, Last Dance, right? Wasn't it part of the Last Dance? Where he waved off Karl Malone from the blocks in Madison Square Garden saying, I want it myself.
That was one of his first ones.
That was right, in the late 90s. And it was one of Jordan and the Bulls' final Last Dance All-Star games. And Carl was pissed. Like, who the hell are you to wave me off the block? And by the way, how about an all-star on the block? With playing his back to the basket. Posting somebody up. Kids. Players used to post each other up.
In the All-Star game. Right?
It wasn't all just fast breaks and 70-footers when you're playing 2-for-1 like Luka did yesterday. At the end of the first half, when it was already over. And I don't want to turn on the All-Star game with my kids and hear my 13-year-old have a conversation with his BFF. And I heard from the other room, Cooper's friend Jackson, saying, I don't think these guys are trying very hard. It's literally a 13-year-old said it. I don't think they're trying.
Yeah. Well, if they can see it,
Right.
imagine what everyone else sees.
And then the winning team scores, let me get this right, 200 million points. It's like a pinball machine. The score you look up, go, how much is that worth? They were talking about it, it was 100 points in the first half. Like, what are we doing? 211 to 186, the final score. It doesn't matter. And these guys are so prideful. Why doesn't it matter? They don't want to get hurt, which is part and parcel of this day and age of the NBA and what have you. So, Adam Silver saying over the weekend, Joe Dumars, who's in the league office, they respect him. So he's been talking to him.
They're going to play
The
hard.
old school bad boy. Guy came up with the Jordan rules.
Yep.
Well, I guess they didn't listen to Joe at all. And after the game, you got to laugh here. Adam Silver gave out the trophy and could not have sounded any less excited to do so.
And to the Eastern Conference All-Stars, you scored the most points. Well, congratulations. Giannis, to your team, this trophy is yours.
Just cool.
Well, congratulations to us. We've got a new drop. Hit it.
Well, congratulations.
There it is. I think we're going to get use out of that drop. What do you think?
Yeah.
Well, congratulations.
There it is.
Just the,
And what was he really thinking? We know what he really was thinking.
What were they really thinking?
Guys, really? Is that really what you did? You really did that? That's what you did. Hoisting up 70-footers. Really? Is that what we're doing here?
just make me look like an a-hole.
Honestly, I'm here for you. I'm here for you. This is a players' league. I'm happy to hand off so many decisions and so many sponsors and so much to the players in this league. It is a players' league more than maybe every other league combined. And I want this thing to be something competitive and that everybody's talking about. Did you see that? Boy, those guys really went at it. And instead, that's what you do. Help me out here. I don't know what you do. How do you run this back? What do you do? How do you not cancel the All-Star game? Well, the reason why they're never going to cancel it, we'll see what the ratings are. They'll never cancel the weekend. They shouldn't do that. And this is a celebration of a sport that so many of us love. But I don't know. You're never going to put the genie back in the bottle here. This thing's over.
Outrageous.
I am, honestly, do you have Darko just show up? And
This is completely BS.
By the way,
This is shame.
I watched that. I thought, by the way, I thought of this drop when I watched Scotty Barnes dribble the ball off his leg in the skills challenge.
Skills challenge, yeah.
Face of the NBA.
Outrageous.
These guys try, and they shouldn't be subject to ridicule, but they open the door to themselves. 13-year-old boy sitting there going, I don't think they're trying very hard. That is not what the NBA All-Star Weekend should be.
It's fantastic.
Now then, after I said it's a tedious subject matter, I went off on it, but for 10 minutes. But it's just, it's the subject conversation today, and it's hand-wringing. What are you going to do? Just stop. Play pig, play horse. Do something with these guys.
Something.
I don't know. Like what? One-on-one versus each other?
Yeah, a lot of good ideas. The one-on-one competition.
Whatever it is, just whatever you can do to just stoke the competition. We want to see it.
I mean, I said it last week, a 2-on-2 competition. Like, let's get Caitlin Clark and Dame against Sabrina and Steph. Or
just don't have Kenny Smith on the mic for that. That's all I ask.
Agree.
We'll discuss that later. Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.